Hello, friends. This is Jack Later. I want to welcome you to our team hangout tonight, and I've also opened this to our subscribers. And we're going to talk about the 21 ways to make money blogging. And in other words, in 2015, the ways to earn a living blogging. And I just want to let you know my own story real quickly. Actually, before I get to that, I just remember something that's really very, very important. Right now at 7 o'clock, we have people on this webinar right now that are team members, but we also have a lot of people that are just kind of peeking over their shoulders and checking out this training. And I want to welcome you to. I hope that this, the training that I'm providing you tonight, I hope that it provides you some, concrete information that you can make money in whatever you're doing, whether it's direct marketing, affiliate marketing, maybe you're marketing a product. Blogging has become a very significant way for many, many people to make money blogging. But you have to know some things and some ideas and tricks and what's expected in the world as far as blogging is concerned. Now, I need to mention something. Those of you who are on my team, I need to take care of some business right now real quickly before it's too late. If you are on my team in Empower Network, okay, that's my primary opportunity that I do. But those of you who are on my team, if you have joined in the last month in the Empower Network, there's actually a very important webinar that you need to jump on, okay? And I realized this, about a day after I started advertising or promoting this particular webinar, and I realized that I probably should have scheduled this for an hour earlier, but I had already got the promotion going, and so I can't change the time of my webinar. So unfortunately, I need to redirect you. If you are on my team in Empower Network, I need you to go to your email and click on the link from Empower Network, and also, or it may be from Dave Wood, and click on that link for the webinar that's happening. And it's actually happening right now. We're in competition with them, and I don't want to be. If you are new in Empower Network within the last month, okay, or if you have not been on their Thursday night hangouts, it's very important that you get on this particular one right now. It's very critically important. Now, I don't want you to miss this webinar. So what I'm going to do, those of you who are on my team, I have your email address because you're in my system, and I will email you this exact webinar. I'm going to send you the replay of this webinar. So don't feel like that you've missed out, because you're going to get that replay if you go on the hangout tonight. So I would highly encourage you, if you are on my team, go to your email right now. Don't even wait. Go to your email and click on the invite link from Empower Network and David Wood and get on that hangout. It's very, very critically important. And like I said, I'll email you a copy of this webinar that we're having right now. It'll be in your email box either tonight or tomorrow morning, probably tomorrow morning, okay? So keep an eye out for your email. Watch your email like a hawk. And incidentally, make sure to whitelist my email address so that my email doesn't accidentally go into your spam folder, okay? So anyway, jump on that webinar right now. Now, those of you who are not in Empower Network, I want to welcome you onto this webinar, because this webinar is designed for team members as well as anybody who wants to check out this training. And going to have 100% value today. We're going to be jam-packed full of just absolute straightforward training today that's going to help you out in your business. So whether you are in my particular opportunity, it doesn't matter. You can utilize this in your company. If you happen to be in a network marketing company or direct sales, like I mentioned before, you're going to be able to utilize these tips and tricks and ideas. Now, these aren't just opinions. These are things that work. These 21 things are things that absolutely work. And some of you that are on this webinar right now, you probably know my story. Maybe you don't. But I want to let you know right away that my vision for you, if you're a team member or maybe you're a subscriber, my vision is to see 500 people earning $4,000 a month or more in their business. And why did I pick that number? Well, the reason why I picked $4,000 a month to start out with is because when I hit $4,000 a month, actually it was $4,300 by my third month, it made all the difference in the world for me. And I just want to let you know that you could do internet marketing. It's been the best financial choice I've ever made. I'm a school teacher, and I teach at a couple of different colleges part-time because I love it. And the reality is that as a teacher alone, I just can't make enough money to support my family. Now, because I'm a part-time college professor, I don't have the benefits and the luxury of getting paid through the summer. And so when summer hits, I get paid, by the hour during the school year. And so I have plenty of hours during the school year. And in fact, sometimes I have to turn those classes away because I have an internet business that I enjoy doing. But I'll tell you what happened a few years ago is in the summer when I'm not teaching as much, I didn't have anything else to support that income. And I have 5 kids and some grandkids. And a few years ago in the summer, we just could not make ends meet. And I'll tell you, it got so difficult during that summer. It was about almost 3 years ago. During that summer, it was so difficult that I had actually saved up some money, but I had an attorney went after my checking account and took every dime that I had saved up during the year because I was late on some medical bills that I just couldn't keep up on. So they took out all the money I had, and I had nothing to get me through the summer, absolutely nothing. And I actually had to go to my own church and ask them for help so I could feed my family. I'm a Mormon, and they do a great job in helping their people out. And they actually have a food system that is phenomenal. So we were able to access and get a food order from my church. And I felt really grateful to have that. But on the other hand, I just absolutely hated to have to do that. I just hated to ask somebody for help like that. Well, what happened is that I knew that I needed to make a major change. And I started looking online to find something to do, some way of making money online. I knew it was possible. And to make a long story short, I found a way to make money online, and I started marketing on the internet. And I'm going to show you some of those techniques right now. But I started my marketing on the internet, and it took me a couple of weeks to get the marketing going, but I worked tenaciously at it and consistently. About a month after that 2-week period of getting my marketing started and kind of getting the ball rolling, 4 weeks after that, I made about $800. So actually it was like, altogether about 6 weeks into it. So $800 that first month. The second month, I hit about $1,200. The third month, I actually made about $4,300. Life-changing for me, absolutely life-changing. And I started making $4,000 and $5,000 months, and on my 11th month, I actually earned about $11,100. So, I mean, it just made all the difference in the world. I remember taking my kids and my father to a professional basketball game, something that I couldn't afford to do. In fact, I did it several times. I was able to take my mom that first year to a really fancy dinner for her birthday. I always, she deserved it. She's such a wonderful, wonderful person. And I wanted to do something special for her. So I took her to one of those fancy Japanese steakhouses. It's called a teppanyaki, where they do the entertaining. And I remember we had steak and shrimp and rice and all of the Japanese cuisine, the way they cut up everything. And it was just really fun. What it was is we go to the restaurant, and they had 2 of these great big huge barbecue grills. And these chefs would, they make the dinner right in front of you, and it's an entertaining thing. I remember it cost me over a couple $100 to do that. But it's something that I just couldn't have done the year before. And the jazz game that I went to, that just that first year alone, the jazz game I went to, my dad was 84 years old. I wanted to take him to a game, but he kind of has a fear of heights, partly because he's old. And I actually got seventh row tickets to the Utah Jazz game. They won. It was a lot of fun. And you know, that's what internet marketing can do for you. But the trick is you have got to be absolutely consistent and persistent. You can't let up. You've got, especially in the first few months, the first year. I didn't even count the hours. So I'm going to show you some things today. Those of you who have been on my webinars in the past know that I provide absolute 100% value. I want you to succeed more than anything else. I enjoy hearing the success stories. I got to tell you, the most recent success story is a team member of mine by the name of Mike Murray. And Mike Murray was living in Minnesota at the time, barely making ends meet. And he was in a situation. He's an older guy, but he was living with some roommates because he was single and he couldn't afford to make ends meet. And what he did is he took action and he followed direction. He took action on the things that I taught him, and he was able to actually be able to within about 9 months or a year, it might have been a year, he was able to move back to California and move closer to his family, which is what his goal was. And it was all because of internet marketing and the training that you're taking advantage of right now. And I feel really grateful for that. I remember him moving to California, giving me a call and thanking me for helping him make it financially so that he could get to California. And in providing, you know, a system and the training necessary to make it happen. So anyway, let's get right to the training right now. I'm going to not waste any more time because I want to make sure that we finish in about an hour if I can. So anyway, 21 ways to earn a living blogging, or 21 ways of making money blogging in 2015. I'm going to go to my screen share right now. So give me a minute here while I switch over. I need to go to a PowerPoint. So here we go. So I'm going to share my screen here. Hopefully you can see my screen right now. Okay. Okay, here it is, guys. And I hope that you apply what I teach you today. I hope that it's going to be super beneficial for you. And the thing that I want to impress upon you more than anything else, okay, this stuff works, but it's only as good as the person who's willing to take action on it, okay? I'm going to invite you to have a very open mind. Be like a sponge. It's very important. The stuff that I'm going to present right now has been well tested, and not only tested by me, but many, many extremely successful bloggers. Now, what I've done is I put together some information that comes from some of the top bloggers in this entire industry. You know, I'm a science teacher, and I have a leaning towards research. Okay, I enjoy teaching more, but because I'm a science person, I don't just take things on face value. I go out and find what the real information is. So as far as blogging is concerned, I've gone to the top sources to get you the information that I want to provide you right now. Okay, so anyway, 21 ways to make money blogging in 2015, and this is live training. My name is Jack Lader. Okay, and some of you guys have seen Julie Powell and the movie Julie and Julia. It's about Julia Child, and this is a real neat movie. If you've never seen it before, you've got to check it out. Everybody is, who are maybe, those of us who are older than maybe 30 years old, maybe 25 years old, you probably know about Julia Child. You probably grew up with her on PBS, and a phenomenal, wonderful, successful person, a chef. and she published chef cookbooks, and they were just absolute, world's bestsellers. Okay, and Julie Powell absolutely idolized Julia Child. And you probably saw the movie. If not, you got to check it out. Go to Redbox or whatever and check out Julie and Julia. And Julie Powell was a blogger, and she had a passion. What was your secret? Her secret was, her secret of success in blogging was she led with her passion. And I got to tell you, that is probably, not probably, it is the number one thing that is going to provide you with the success that you need. The number one secret is leading with your passion, whatever that is. And so you got to see the movie, check it out. It's absolutely awesome. So Julie and Julia both led with passion. The reason why Julia Child was so successful is she led with the number one passion that she had, and that was cooking. Providing not just regular, McDonald's styled and macaroni and cheese or whatever. It was all gourmet stuff. And you probably don't know the story. I'll go back here again. What Julie Powell did is she decided to make a different recipe every single day of the year. In fact, I think her goal was to hit it was closer to 400 different recipes in a year. So she actually did more than once a day. But every single day she would cook a different recipe from Julia Child's cookbook. Okay. And she absolutely idolized her. And that was her passion. And the movie shows her husband, being the benefactor of every single one of these gourmet meals. And boy, he was a happy camper. You got to see the movie. It's pretty awesome. So she led with her passion. Now, this is what's cool. These are just a few of the income that some top bloggers are earning right now, today. This isn't all of them, just a few that I was able to pick out and get some numbers on. Arian Huffington, obviously the creator of Huffington Post, $2.3 million per month. Okay, we're not talking about a year here. This is per month. Okay, Pete Cashmore, $560,000 per month. Mario Lavandaria, $450,000 per month. Michael Arrington, $400,000 a month. Vitaly Friedman, $190,000 a month. And I cited my source here. This stuff isn't made up. It comes from Income Diary, top earnings blog. You can check it out on the internet and Google it if you want. Other top bloggers are John Morrow, Lynn Andrews, and Neil Patel. You guys have heard me talk about Neil Patel many, many times before. He's done some great things with our particular primary opportunity Empower Network that I belong with. We went to an event back in January where he did some really in-depth, just awesome training with blogging. And anyway, top earners. John Morrow, I know that he earns something like $100,000 a month because he's quoted that and he's documented that. Amy Lynn Andrews, I'm not sure of the exact number. I know that Neil Patel gets something like 700,000 or 800,000 visitors per month to his primary blog, his private blog. He also does consulting for Fortune 500 companies and has been responsible for millions of dollars in revenue to those companies. So anyway, just some numbers to think about. So what are the 21 ways to make money blogging? So what I did for you today is I went to 3 significant expert bloggers for the answers. Okay, I know many of them, but here's 3 of them that I wanted to get the most significant information from, and they're right here, obviously. I've already mentioned them: John Morrow, Amy Lynn Andrews, and Neil Patel. I've talked about Neil Patel a lot before, and you know that, but I haven't said much about John Morrow and Amy Lynn Andrews, okay? But I don't want to forget them because these are significant bloggers in the niche, and wisdom comes with experience. And what I want to mention right now, this is really, really important, and I feel very strongly about this. Um, when you're starting to blog or when you're doing any other kind of marketing on the internet, and I've done a lot of it, I've done video marketing and it works well. I've done Facebook marketing and it works well. Done a lot of blogging marketing and it works well. I say go with your passion. Blogging is a phenomenal way to make money, and that's what we're focusing on today. And my point is this: you could start blogging and just kind of hammer your way through it. And you'll probably have to kind of battle it at the beginning because it's going to be a learning curve. But the way I feel about success is this. Okay, I've hit $11,000 in a single month so far, and my goal is to hit $20,000 in a month. Haven't done it yet, but I'm getting there. Now, what I want to say is this: there's two ways to learn. Okay, you can either learn from your mistakes, or you can learn from mentors. Okay, my choice is to go with mentors whenever I possibly can. I've made enough of my own mistakes. Okay, maybe we can learn from the mistakes of others that have reached the top. John Morrow, Amy Lynn Andrews, Neil Patel. I look at them as mentors. Okay, so let's learn from some mentors right now. Okay, so here's a few ideas from John Morrow. Okay, and this is the first of the 21. Don't just blog, become an expert. Lead with passion, okay? Now, whatever that takes, whatever field you're in, if you're a real estate person, become an expert. Anybody can become average. I really believe that. But it takes a person with persistence and tenacity and a willingness to learn his craft, okay, to become an expert. And you could do that. Lead with passion. Now, number 2, he says, don't be afraid to market high ticket items. Okay. And that's the cool thing. You can make more money selling to the 2% than you can to the entire 98% combined. So, I realize that in many instances, it's best to lead with a lower ticket item from a blog, but sometimes you have to give those people access to a higher ticket item because it takes just as much work to sell a $25 item as it does a $3,000 item. So hopefully you have access in your business to high ticket items. Okay. In the opportunity that we have products that range anywhere from $25 to all the way up to $3,000 or more, actually $3,500. And it's so nice to be able to earn a commission on some of those high ticket items. Okay, prime the pump. Those of you who've maybe been on a farm and had a well, maybe you had a pump on your farm. When I was young, I lived on a farm. We used to live in Virginia. And what do I mean by prime the pump? Those of you who've probably done this before, know that you have to get that pump going up and down multiple times before any water comes out. Well, it takes some time. And so John Morrow's point here is that instead of immediately pitching to your subscribers, give them some high quality content. People are more likely to buy stuff from you if they know, like, and trust you. A blog is not, it's not ad copy. Okay. Yeah, you might have an ad or two there, but this was kind of interesting, and this goes back to Neil Patel. Neil Patel says that you'll actually sell more stuff by having links within your post than the banners that might be on your post. The banners that might be on the side or the top, they are there for a reason, but he says that you'll actually get more engagement and more sales by having links directly into your post. Okay. Measure the value of your blog post. Another one that John Morrow teaches. Use your Google Analytics to see which blog posts and keywords are driving the most traffic. So if you have a blog, especially with WordPress, you need to hook up your Google Analytics with your WordPress. And those of you who have Kalatu, or if you're thinking about purchasing Kalatu, we have a very easy way for you to hook up your Google Analytics with your Kalatu blog, and we give you directions on how to do that with a very short and easy video. And incidentally, I put on the bottom of this page here, I talk more about Google Analytics in my blog post. If you go to my website, don't do it right now because I want you to focus on this, but it's workwithjacklater.com, and you'll want to click on 27 best viral blog marketing tactics, okay? Or you could just type that in. I have a search bar in my Kalatu blog, and you could just type in blog marketing tactics and you'll get right to it, okay? But anyway, I'm not going to go into detail on the Google Analytics part right now because I have other training on that on my site at workwithjacklater.com. Number 5, this is some, write guest posts on high influencers' blogs. This is something that both John Morrow and Neil Patel are huge on. Neil Patel from Quick Sprout and John Morrow. And incidentally, guys, I'm mentioning these high profile influencers, and they're not even paying me to do this. I don't have any kind of deal to plug them. I just know that they're top bloggers in the industry, and they know how to make money blogging. So I'm going to go right to the source. I can provide quite a lot of information just based on my own experience, but I want you to see what the richest people in our niche are doing. Okay. Now, write guest posts on high influencers blog. Now, the idea is this: John says you can leverage the high traffic of an established blog by writing posts on other people's high traffic blog as a guest blogger. Okay. And he said that the trick is, and this is his own quote right here in quotes. He said that this one trick resulted in the most successful blog launch in history, 13,000 email subscribers in 60 days. He said that all of this happened before he created his first blog post. So he didn't even make a blog post, and he went on another person's website who was a high influencer and created a blog as a guest blogger on their site. Okay, so you want to leverage the traffic and the visibility of a high influencer if you can to gain traffic. Okay, and you can bring them over into your blog. Now, and I show you how to do that in some of the other training that I have. So again, you'll want to go to workwithjacklater.com when we're done. So if you're taking notes right now, hopefully you're taking notes. So if you are taking notes, just write down in your notes workwithjacklater.com, and after this webinar, go there and check out some of the training that I have there. You can read through those posts fairly quickly. Some of them have videos that go with those, absolutely free. So check them out. And I do show you in those other in the other training how to contact high influencers, how to find high influencers, and how to get a relationship with them so that you could become a guest blogger. Okay, number 6, use webinars. Okay, I'm using a webinar right now. John Morrow said that when he does webinars for other producers in his niche, he'll average 500 new email subscribers every hour of time invested. And, it doesn't always have to be your own webinar that you're hosting. It could be a webinar that you're hosting on somebody else's site. Maybe a top influencer who you've developed a relationship with. Think about that over time. I realize as a brand new person, you might not be able to do that yet, but think of that, keep that in mind, in the back of your mind, because it's something that you can leverage. I know one person who did this very, very well. Some of you know of David Wood, who's also a top blogger, made millions of dollars because of blogging. And he was in a situation where at one time, not too long ago, I think it was 2007 or 2008, where he was flat broke, and he was actually living out of a van and was basically homeless. And he had to borrow money to get just a laptop computer. He borrowed money from his mother for a laptop computer and somehow got an internet connection. I'm not sure exactly how he did that, but he basically had nothing. Well, he had a goal within 90 days to earn $30,000 somehow, okay? And the way he did that is he blogged ferociously, night and day, didn't count the hours, just was extremely tenacious, and was blogging every single day, daily, every single day. But his break was near the end of that 90-day period. He hadn't quite reached the $30,000 month yet. So he contacted some people that he got to know over time, and he found out about somebody who was having a significant webinar, and he asked to go on that webinar. And as a result of that webinar, he was able to get over that $30,000 month. So webinars do work. Anyway, let's move on. Longer content is king, especially with Google and Yahoo and Bing. Okay. Neil Patel, John Morrow, and others agree that longer content ranks better. Okay. In a recent blogging event held for Empower Network in Las Vegas, Neil Patel, and I was there, Neil Patel told us that the majority of blogs that rank on the first page of Google have an average of 2,000 words per post. Okay, now this is interesting. I'm going to show you something that that backs this up. Okay, check this out. Okay, here's an interesting stat from SERPIQ, SERPIQ.com. Okay, this is the average content length of top 10 results in Google. Okay, I don't know if you can see this or not, but position number 1 through 10, and if you look on the left here on the y-axis, we have average content length: 2,000 words, 2,100, 2,150, 2,300, 2,450, 2,600. So you can see that those who are in the top positions in Google are creating content that is over 2,000 words long. Now that might seem horrendous, but it's going to rank a lot better than creating 5 or 10 blog posts that don't have much content. So content is king. Quality content is ruling the internet right now. Gone are the days of creating, and spinning a bunch of blog posts in hopes that they'll rank. That used to work at one time, but Google has really looked past that. Even a lot of the black hat SEO type stuff is really not working anymore. So anyway, next, number 8, promote to key influencers. Again, John Morrow teaches this. Also, Neil Patel teaches this. Start building relationships with key influencers. Ask them to share your work with their subscribers. John Morrow believes that you should spend as much time, reaching out to influencers as you do writing the blog itself. Okay. You can read more about how to promote to key influencers by clicking on my post called, how to promote your blog or website like a rock star. And again, that's on my site, workwithjacklater.com. So you can check that out after the webinar here. Now, sell products to solve a problem. Okay, this is nothing new. It's not new to the internet. It's not new to the brick and mortar world. John Morrow teaches that it's difficult to sell a product that solves a problem unless a customer knows he has a problem. Okay, sometimes he's not aware that a problem exists, so he needs to do some teaching. In your blogs and marketing, you need to define the seriousness of the problem. Sometimes your readers are unaware that the problem exists. Therefore, John takes it upon himself to spell out the problem. And once the problem is understood, then he can propose a solution to that problem. And hopefully he can solve that through his products. And you can do that too. Whatever that happens to be. For example, I know that most of my readers have a problem getting traffic to their business website. So I emphasize the seriousness of the problem. Most people understand the seriousness of it, but some don't. So most people don't know how to get traffic, but I do. Therefore, most of my blogs and products are designed to help people get traffic to their blog or website or their opportunity. And, incidentally, on my website, again, if you want to learn more about how to get traffic to your web or blog, make sure to download my free 8-step checklist. Some of you may already have that. You may have found that through another video of mine or another blog of mine. But it's my 8-step checklist and video walkthrough to 30 to 50 leads per day. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. Put your wallet away. You won't need it for that checklist and for the majority of my training that's on that site. So anyway, I hope you have that. If not, you might want to check it out. Anyway, next, here's a few ideas from Amy Lynn Andrews. Okay, again, I prefer to learn from mentors rather than mistakes, and I hope you will too. So here's a few ideas from Amy. Okay, create quality content, and again, this is something that Neil Patel and John Morrow all agree on. David Wood, myself. It's very important that you create quality content that's going to solve a problem for people. Okay. In order to have visitors, you must have stuff that's worth visiting. It's interesting, but most high profile bloggers agree that you must create exceptional content. Gone are the days of spinning stuff, like I said before. Neil Patel agrees with Amy on this point. In fact, he recommends that you could increase. This one's interesting. You can increase your blog rankings of a post if you simply edit the post and turn it into a super high quality post. And you could do that by going to your Google Analytics. You could see if you're getting visitors to a page or not. And maybe you have visitors coming to a page, but maybe there's not much click-through rate on it, or maybe it's showing up in your Google Analytics. So you're getting visitors, but maybe you need to get your visitors up there more. So he recommends just taking that old post, okay, one that you may have created 2 months ago or a year ago, and just make that super high quality. Another thing that he recommends, and I don't have this on this page here, but another thing that he recommends is that you could go on different places on the internet, high profile influencers possibly, or maybe the first page of Google, and see what's ranking. Okay. And then what he recommends that you do, this is Neil Patel, recommends that just create a blog that's better than what you're seeing on the first page. Okay. And see if you can't compete with that. Maybe change up your keywords slightly, but create better quality content. And Google is going to see that. Those algorithms that they've developed over the years, they've had a lot of years to learn how to tweak their algorithms so that their algorithms are now being able to detect high quality content. Okay. Establish a no strings relationship with your readers. Okay. So again, Amy Lynn Andrews. Okay. She talks about social media, email, blog comments, promoting other people through forums. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So in other words, can you figure out a way to catch the attention of a high profile influencer? Now, why does it matter? Okay. Why would it matter? Why would you want to catch the attention of a high profile influencer? Well, wouldn't it be cool if you could get a link from that person, from their website to yours? And wouldn't it be cool if you could find stuff on their website that you would appreciate and maybe got value out of, and maybe you can make a comment or two on their website, and then maybe after you've developed a little bit of a relationship, after maybe 2 or 3 comments, if that person has commented back to you, maybe you could strike up a relationship with them and ask them to link to your site. Or maybe even better, maybe you could develop a positive relationship with somebody and gain respect of somebody in a way that maybe they will allow you to put to become a guest blogger on their blog, on 1 or 2 blogs. Neil Patel and also John Morrow both do that. I'm not sure about the extent of Amy. I haven't looked into that as much, but I know that John and Neil specifically recommend that. So anyway, I know that Amy stresses the importance of catching the attention of high profile influencers for many reasons. Okay, everyone wants to feel appreciated, even the top influencers. If you're regularly commenting in a positive way, don't you think it's possible that he just might start noticing you and leaving comments on your blog, okay, remember Google likes comments. And I got to tell you something else that's really important. When you receive a comment from somebody else in WordPress, and especially specifically in the Kalatu blog, when I receive a comment from another person in the Kalatu blog, Kalatu allows those people to leave their web address. Okay. Well, the cool thing is that if a high influencer is commenting on your blog, you're going to have their web address. You'll be able to go back to their blog and comment on their stuff. And you can start going back and forth on commenting and back and forth and getting a relationship there, a business relationship where they may just allow you to become a guest blogger on their site. So making money is the bottom line, she says. You can either sell it, and this is some of this is my own feelings, my own opinions here, but it's important. You can either sell your stuff or you can sell other people's stuff on your blog. Don't be afraid of the competition. If a lot of other people are selling the same product or e-course or whatever you're selling, it usually means that it's a good marketable product. Otherwise, people wouldn't be selling it. Now, I prefer to sell other people's stuff because it's easier than trying to create your own. The key in selling stuff through blogging is to sell stuff that you have 1,000% belief in. You check out my short video on at workwithjacklater.com again, and it's called Belief in Selling and Moral Authority. You must have moral authority in what you're selling, okay? And the best way to have moral authority is to become a product of the product. Can you imagine maybe a Mercedes-Benz car dealer driving around, maybe a beat up Vega or something like that? He's going to have a lot more moral authority if he's driving around a Mercedes. Okay. And the same is true with whatever you're selling. You're going to have a lot more belief. It's like going into a restaurant. We went to a restaurant just 2 days ago. I took my wife out to dinner. We had a steak restaurant. We went to a steak restaurant here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And boy, I love that restaurant. It's called the Bear Restaurant, and they serve some of the best steaks I've ever had, and steak and shrimp, and it's phenomenal food. I mean, they have great cornbread and steaks and shrimp and desserts. They make pies that are out of this world, strawberry pies that are just loaded with whipped cream. But it's great stuff. Phenomenal restaurant. Well, I wouldn't have that kind of a belief if I didn't try the product. If I wasn't a product of their product. And so I have a 1,000% belief in that particular restaurant, the Bear Restaurant. Well, it's the same with the products that I sell. Same with the products that you sell. Now, and I know it's difficult, but find a way or make a way to purchase the product you are selling. Okay. You got to have moral authority. But more importantly, digest the product, ingest it, make it a part of you. In no other way will you gain the excitement you need and the moral authority necessary to effectively sell your stuff. Remember, selling is a transference of emotion. And if you have a strong belief and moral authority in your product, selling becomes almost effortless. For example, in my primary opportunity, our company sells internet marketing products, teaching people how to market on the internet. And I'm a product of the product. I love those products. I've gained so much value from all of the products that I sell. We even sell a $3,500 product, and I'm a product of that product. There's no way I could have moral authority in selling my products if I didn't ingest those and digest them. I had to purchase them so I could learn. And hopefully in whatever company that you might be in, if your company happens to sell learning courses or e-learning courses, make sure to purchase those courses. And if that company allows you, blog about it. Okay. That's one of the reasons why I really appreciate Empower Network is because the company actually allows us to blog about the stuff that we learn on those products. So I do so. I do quite a lot of blogging about stuff that I've learned from time to time in those products. And anyway, here's a few other things to wrap it up with from Neil Patel, Dave Wood, and myself. Again, Dave Wood has made millions of dollars in blogging, and Neil Patel, and you know that I've earned as much as $11,000 in a single month, so I feel that I'm qualified. Okay, I haven't hit the $1 million mark yet, but I'm getting there. Create an infographic. Okay, this comes from all of us. All of us teach this. When your blog is posted on Google Plus, Twitter, Facebook, etc., images get more response than the written word. In fact, the image that you saw at the top of this page here was an infographic at the top of this webinar. I create an infographic for most of my blog posts for this very reason. When someone shares your post on social media, it is the infographic that they see first, okay? An infographic is just an image with words in it, okay? An image with words in it. And the words are going to teach a lot more than and the image can teach more than maybe 500 words. But the infographic needs to be something that is a thumbnail sketch of what your blog is about. So the cool thing about Kalatu, and you see a link for Kalatu here, you can access it there. But the reason, one of the main reasons why I use Kalatu is that Kalatu has a way of allowing you to put an infographic, excuse me, on the blog in such a way that Google picks up on it automatically. Google Plus, Twitter, and Facebook do. So anyway, make sure to use an infographic. I need to get a drink of water here real quickly here, guys. Give me about 20 seconds because I'm losing my voice here. Hold on. Sorry about that. I hope you were able to hear anyway. Okay, lead with passion. I talked about this before. If you're passionate, you'll be more productive. If you're more productive, you'll make a living. Begin by writing down every topic you are passionate about. Excuse me. I'll have to fix that little typo there. Sorry about that. But anyway, make a list. Here's a few of my passions. Here's just an example. Make a long list, but the first ones that you come up with are probably the ones that you ought to start blogging about. Internet marketing are my passions. Sports, great sports icons. I'm a great fan of people like Michael Jordan and excuse me, Muhammad Ali and others. I've created blog posts on both of those sports icons. Rare coins is another thing that I'm passionate about and I've blogged about. These are things that I blog about the most, particularly internet marketing and sports. I also like blogging about my family from time to time so that people could get to know me. But I got to tell you, Neil Patel did give us a warning about personal blogs. Okay, personal blogs just don't bring in the traffic. The reason why is because it might gain a lot of interest from your family members, but most people really don't care that much about your travel logs. So he warns against having a personal blog, but there's nothing wrong with blogging, making blogs about your family from time to time, and I've done that myself. In fact, I created a blog about 2 weeks ago, a blog post about me and my son as we went on a Boy Scout trip up in the mountains, and we did some snowshoeing. Had a lot of fun that day. Actually, it was 2 days, and we camped overnight in the snow and had a lot of fun there. But I blogged about it. I want people to get to know me a little bit better. But my entire blog is not about myself. Okay, but I do blog about my passions. Get a custom domain name. Have your domain name pointing to your URL. I prefer GoDaddy, but you could go anywhere you want. You could get a discount on a custom domain for as little as as $9.99 if you use my own personal affiliate link, and it's right here if you wanted to check it out. I do prefer GoDaddy for a lot of reasons. They're very prompt and quick, and they're easy to link to. They have great customer support. That's the main thing, is they have great customer support, and they have a website that's easy to use. So anyway, I prefer GoDaddy. So, you know, if you need a domain name, just write down this URL that you see right there. You should be able to get a domain name pretty cheap. Now, one thing that I want to mention, when you're first starting to blog, especially if you're going to use a well-known domain name, for example, with the Kalatu, there's actually advantages of not having a domain name right away. You could just go with the domain name that you have with the Kalatu blog because it is an authority name. Okay. And it's called building a brand online. Let me say this again: buildingabrandonline.com. That is their regular domain name, and because thousands of people are on that domain name, the chances of you ranking higher are better at first. But it is important for you to have a domain name linking to your blog. Because it's important to brand your own name. Okay. So at the beginning, it's okay to go ahead and use, you know, whatever your company happens to provide for you. But you do want to, you know, as soon as you can, get your own domain name. I wouldn't wait more than about 2 or 3 months on that, though. Comment on other people's blogs. Now, we talked a little bit about this already, especially on high influencers blog, but it's okay to blog on other people's blogs. Especially if they are ranking high or if they have a lot of visitors. So get the conversations flowing. The blogging community is generally a very social community, and those people are very active in the community, and they often reap the rewards of it. Ask other bloggers to link to your site. Better yet, ask them to link from their social media. Now, I want to mention something about commenting on other people's blogs. Like I mentioned before, when you comment on another person's blog, okay, your URL will often show up on their blog when you sign in, because when you comment on another person's blog, if they have WordPress, or better yet, if they have Kalatu, when I comment on another person's blog who has WordPress or Kalatu, my website URL, workwithjacklater.com, shows up in their back office. In other words, it shows up in their what am I trying to think of? Their desktop of WordPress, or their I'm trying to think of the word here. It's not called desktop. It's anyway, it's their back office of Kalatu or WordPress. Anyway, the URL shows up. My URL shows up on their site. Okay. And if they want to contact you, they could do that through your blog. And they could also, through your blog, they could comment on your blog. So when you comment on their blog, they can immediately, if they want to, they can immediately comment on yours, I mean. So make sure to let them know that you have a blog and that you have content that they may want to check out, okay? Especially if it's related. So what I do is I comment on another person's blog, but I try to pick blogs that are related to something that I've already written, okay? So I'll comment on their stuff, and hopefully they'll comment back on mine, and I'll get a link. Now, that's important because Google likes it when they see other links on your site, but they also like it when other people are commenting on your blogs. Google ranks blogs that have a lot of social interaction, okay? So make sure to comment on other people's stuff so that you could have comments on your stuff. And hopefully you get a relationship going, like I said before. Connect the next one, number 18. Connect Google Analytics with Google Webmaster Tools to your site. It's absolutely essential that you know which blogs and keywords are getting the most traffic. If you want to make money blogging, you need to know your numbers, okay? Google Analytics and Google Webmaster Tools are free, okay? And I do talk about this on another one of my training webinars. On another one, I also have it on a blog that I created on, again, workwithjacklater.com. So you want to check that out. But the trick is that Google Analytics and Google Webmaster Tools have to be connected together, and it's easy to do. Just go to this web post, and I'll give you the exact details on how to connect the two together. And it's called, when you go to workwithjacklater.com, it's called 27 Best Viral Blog Marketing Tactics for 2015. It's blog marketing tactics. And in that blog post, I show you exactly how to hook up your Google Analytics with Google Webmaster Tools. It's easy. It's like 3 steps. And it's free. So you need to do it. Okay. And what it does is that Webmaster Tools allows you to see which keywords you're ranking for. And it also shows you how many visitors you're getting for those keywords and how many visitors are going to a specific web page. So on Google Webmaster Tools, not only does it show you the keywords, but it also shows you the posts that are getting the most views. Okay. Now what you could do is by analyzing your Google Analytics, you can see which posts are getting the most engagements and which keywords are getting the most engagements, and you can start creating new blog posts based on those keywords. Okay. So anyway, make sure to do that. Number 19, I believe this is very, very important. Study other blogs that rank on the first page of Google. Do you know how I created this particular webinar right now? Okay. Not only was it from my own experience, but I went on the first page of Google and I found out who were the top people on this particular keyword. The keyword of this particular webinar today is how to make money blogging. And I went to the first page of Google, and guess who I found? I found John Morrow. I also found Neil Patel. I also found Amy. Okay. And I found out that John Morrow earns $100,000 a month. And the amazing thing is John, I don't know if you know about him or not, but John Morrow was also, he's handicapped in a serious way. I believe he has multiple sclerosis, if I remember right. He's in a wheelchair bound. He writes his blogs through Dragon because his typing skills it's difficult for him to type. So he speaks through this software called Dragon Speak Naturally. In fact, I've mentioned this before. My dad uses Dragon on his computer because he's not very computer savvy and he's terrible at typing. And so he talks through his Dragon and it creates, it types for him. Well, that's the same thing that John Morrow does because he has a difficult time. So here we have a person who found a way and made a way, even though he has a disability. He can't type very well. His motor skills are diminished, but he found a way to blog through just speaking through this software called Dragon Speak Naturally. So I got off on a little bit of a tangent there, but I found out about John Morrow and other top people by studying other blogs that rank on the first page of Google. Google is getting really good at finding high quality content. And I'll tell you, those guys had high quality content. Don't copy and paste their stuff though. Don't rehash everything. On this, on this particular webinar right now, I didn't copy and paste. I had a few quotes in there, and I put those in quotes, and you want to give those people credit. And in your blogs, by the way, if you're quoting other people, make sure to link back to their blogs and give them credit. It's not going to do you any good to copy and paste anyway. You have to have unique content. It needs to be in your own voice. You can learn from them, but make sure to put everything in your own voice. And if you have to quote. Don't plagiarize. I believe in modeling, but not copying. Even this webcast right now, I didn't copy. I quoted where I needed to. I think I have about 5 or 10 quotes in there, but almost everything else is in my own words. Okay. Get ideas from others, but use your own voice and writing style. ILT to more money. Okay. Number 20, ILT to more money. Okay. What's ILT? Invest, learn, teach. I believe in this wholeheartedly. I practice it. I'm doing it right now. I invest time and money in what I learn, and then I teach it. This is what so think about it. Where else can you learn and earn money at the same time? Okay. I'm a university professor. You know that as well as I do. And then, and you know, you've been in college, you know that most courses don't give you the opportunity to earn money while you're learning. I mean, we spend 12 years in school, and then in college we go on maybe another 5 or 10 years, and most of those courses we don't earn money while we're learning, but you can with internet marketing. Okay, this is a real profession, and you need to become a master of it. Don't just be an average person, because I'll tell you, the average person does not make hardly any money in internet marketing. You've got to be tenacious. This is a real business. If you were in a brick and mortar business, you would do everything you can to learn your craft so you can be competitive. Blogging and internet marketing is one arena that you'll earn money while you're learning. And like I said before, when I first started on the internet, my first month was $800. My second month was $1,200. My third month was $4,300. My 11th month was $11,000. Where else can you learn and earn at the same time? Can you go to college and in the first year earn $11,000 in a single month? No. Okay. If you're a part of a company that sells educational products, and I mentioned this before, become an expert in those products. Become a product of the product. If your company allows you to do so, I mentioned this before also, blog about what you learn in those products. Okay? There's nothing wrong with blogging about what you learn. ILT to more money. Don't be afraid to teach what you learn. Teaching is the best way to learn and master your craft, whatever that is. If it's internet marketing, learn your craft. Maybe you want to blog, and maybe you're passionate about cooking like Julie was. You need to invest in your education. You need to become an expert. But I'll tell you that Julie, she was an expert. She became an expert chef as a result, and she blogged about it and became famous. Okay, number 21, ask for comments in the form of a question at the end of your blogs. Don't be afraid to italicize your question. So I'm going to do that right now, and I do that in my webinars, in my videos, in my blogs, and I hope you got a ton of value from this. Now, incidentally, I want to mention something that I haven't mentioned before on this webcast here. This webcast is going to be turned into a YouTube video. Okay, when you do a Google Hangout on YouTube on Google, it becomes a YouTube video. And so what I'm going to do is the video is going to be all over YouTube. But if you'll notice, this webinar that I've made, I've created from PowerPoint. So what I'm going to do with that PowerPoint, here's a little trick. Go to slideshare.com. Write that down right now, slideshare.com. And if you take your blog post, this information right here is actually going to be in my blog. It's going to be a blog. So I'm going to be taking this exact PowerPoint that I have on your screen right now, and I'm going to upload it to SlideShare. And I'm going to get more traffic. So right now, I'm showing you by example how to make money blogging. Okay. I'm repurposing my content. I'm creating some great content, some great training in the form of a webinar, which turns into a YouTube video, and I will get traffic on that YouTube video. A person can click the link below the YouTube and join the Kalatu blog if they want, and I'll earn a commission from that Kalatu purchase. You can do the same with whatever you're creating. You could create a webinar for whoever, and it will become a YouTube video, which people could click on. You can make money. You can put it on SlideShare, get more traffic that way. You can create a blog post out of it, which I'm going to do with this training right now. I'm going to create a blog post of it, and I'll be able to get traffic that way. So just from putting together one blog post, I've repurposed and sent that information all over the internet in a lot of different ways. And incidentally, I do give a training on how to do that on workwithjacklater.com again. And the training is called how to promote your blog post or website. So make sure to check that out. So anyway, don't forget to leave comments or questions at the end of this webinar here. Or if you're seeing this in YouTube, make sure to leave your comments below there in YouTube. If you happen to be seeing this on a blog, what is your best tip on how to make money blogging? If you've made money blogging yourself, let us know about that and how you've done that. If you're brand new to blogging, what was your best tip from this webinar right now? What was your number one takeaway from this post, from this hangout today? Comment, like, and share below. So anyway, appreciate it if you would do this. And you'll notice that I put that in italics. Neil Patel has proven this, and other people have proven that if you put your call to action for comments in italics, that it increases your ability to get comments. And again, comments raise your rankings in Google and YouTube. So just want to leave you with this one last thing. I mentioned a little bit about Klaatu. If you want access to Klaatu, the same system that I use, click the link on this page somewhere. It's either on the right-hand side or the bottom. My blogging platform of preference is Klaatu for a lot of different reasons, okay? It's easier to get ranked with Klaatu. It uses a WordPress format, but what it does, excuse me, is Klaatu is made specifically for people who want to market on the internet. You know, when you purchase a Klaatu, when you purchase just a regular WordPress out there, it doesn't come with all of the bells and whistles. And what happens is that you end up having to purchase plugins and add-ons and all of the other things necessary for an internet marketer. And it can become really unwieldy. I have a WordPress blog out there, and I go through a lot of technical challenges because it's difficult to use that WordPress format. I've had it for quite a while, and I use it for different purposes. But to tell you the truth, I do most of my blogging on the Klaatu blog because it's so much easier. It just is, and it ranks easier. So anyway, make sure to check that out. Click the link there. Now, what I'm going to do is just for the people that are on this webinar right now, I'm going to offer you a special bonus for joining our team with the Klaatu. You need to click the Klaatu blog in order to join our team. That's the first step, okay? So if you join our team by clicking the Klaatu blog, you're going to have access to a top 200 producer, and that's me. Excuse me. I've been a top 200 contest winner and over the last 3 times in the last year and a half. I've also been, I'm also a top income producer. I've been honored on stage as a top income producer with our primary company, Empower Network. The last 3 events, I've been able to do that. And so you're going to have direct access to me. You'll have access to my team training on a weekly basis. You'll have coaching from myself from a top income producer. Now, if you join our team, and I've never offered this before, okay, if you join our team in the next 24 hours, you'll receive a free 1-hour coaching session with me personally. But that's only for the people who are on this webinar right now. And so make sure to click the link there. You'll get 1 hour free coaching session with me. Now, some of you who are on my team already right now, there's a possibility that that someone else may have referred you to this webinar. If somebody else referred you to this webinar, make sure to get with that person and ask them for their link to Klaatu, not mine, okay? And you'll still be in my team. If you join under that person, only if you're watching this webinar right now, okay? I don't want my phone to go crazy in the next hour. But so it's only for the people that are on this webinar. If you join under that person, they have to be sponsored by me, okay? If you join under that person, then I'm going to give you a free 1 hour coaching session with me personally, okay? So whether you join under my link by clicking the link there and on this page, or or under somebody who I sponsored, if you are on this webinar, you're going to get a 1 hour free personal coaching session with me personally. So anyway, hope this has provided you with some tremendous value. So go ahead and click the link on this page for Kalatu. Clicking the link absolutely is the best way to start making money blogging in 2015 because of the power of that Kalatu blog. And when you click the link over there, you'll see what that Kalatu is about, okay? So anyway, make sure to do that. Click on the link and hope that this provided you some value. Now, next week, make sure, I'm going to do some training again next week. Make sure to watch your email like a hawk for next week's training. We're probably going to be talking about video marketing at that time, and we're going to talk about how video marketing can be implemented with blogging very, very easily, okay, and how they're important together. And so make sure to watch your email like a hawk. Look for your registration link for that free marketing training next week. We're probably going to have it on Thursday at 6 o'clock. I'm not positive yet. 7 o'clock is too late because we are competing with the Thursday night new member coaching with Empower Network. So I don't want to compete with them again. I made the mistake of doing that this time, and I don't want to do that again. So it's probably going to be at 6 o'clock next Thursday. It's also possible that it might be on Wednesday. My son is coming up here my son is actually visiting from Idaho next week, and we may need to do something on Thursday or Wednesday. I'm not sure which day it is. So just keep your eye out on your email every single day this week. Look for the next announcement for my next free webinar, and let's make money together. Again, my vision is to help 500 people earn $4,000 a month or more, and I want you to be my next story, okay? So anyway, make it a great day. Hope you got a lot of value from this. Let's start making money blogging. It works. So anyway, hope this was very, very helpful to you, and make it a great day.